minute to go. Doncic, look at Rondo right in his grill. They double. Porzingis on the drive, finishes against Leonard.
Welcome into Studio B. You are now rocking with the best, Ro Parrish, and this is Playoff Central Live here with the Hall of Famer, two-time champ Isiah Thomas, and the future head coach of fill in the blank for our NBA team, Earl Watson, is right here joining us. 2 point guards who know all about the game, and we just took a look at the Dallas Mavericks going up 1-0, stealing a game on the road against the LA Clippers. Luka Doncic with his third career playoff triple-double, finishing strong. Zeke, we talked about this in the pregame show, and this is something we talked about offline last season, and you knew looking at Luka and KP in particular that they don't match. The Clippers don't match up well, but they're more so not afraid of the Clippers. They're very, very dangerous.
Yeah, and what Luka and KP bring to the table, they bring their size, they bring their intellect, and then they bring their intensity and their concentration. So, they are better when you look at, the two players for the Clippers in terms of their athletes. You're talking about Paul George and Kawhi Leonard. But from an athletic standpoint, Luka and KP are better athletes than George and Leonard. Now, you also look at George and Leonard and you say, okay, these are supposed to be your two defensive stoppers. But your two defensive stoppers, neither one of them is bigger than Luka or KP. So when I look at the Clippers, this is a very difficult matchup, as I said before, going against this Maverick team, because the Maverick they have the better athletes. They have really a well put together team because they know how to play together. I look at the Clippers and I say the Clippers have talent, but is it a team that truly fits? Do they parts fit together to make what we call a team, or they're a collection of just good basketball players? The Mavericks right now, they've put together a collection of players that has become a good team. And don't underestimate what Brunson brings to that team from a leadership, coming together standpoint. You got Hardaway, you got Finney-Smith, all these pieces fit around Luka. When you look at George and you look at Leonard, I'm not sure if they got the right pieces around them to bring the best out of their team.
Interesting. You talk about Brunson, who came off the bench with 15, plenty of scoring for the Dallas Mavericks, 5 players in double figures. Earl, I'll bring it to you on this one. This obviously could be a one-game anomaly. We saw that the Clippers were spectacular shooting the 3-ball all season, excellent from the free throw line as well. They shoot 27% from the 3-point line, and they shoot 75% from the free throw line. Is it something to where maybe things go a little bit different and they hit shots, they win this game, or is it something else?
I think you can't panic, but you have to have a sense of urgency because Luka's out there. This is a good stat. Dallas assist to turnover, 22-5. They're not turning the ball over. Anytime a guy has a ball in his hands all the time like Luka and he's not turning it over and you're not disrupting his rhythm and he's young, he's still building confidence, he's going to grow game by game, you have a problem. Mm-hmm. He gets into that paint, he can score. He gets beyond the arc, he can go at his pace, and he sets you up with the hezzy is to read, the next dribble is to attack. Then when he attacks and he looks to pass, it's always weak side corner for corner 3. You cannot disrupt his rhythm. They don't know who can disrupt that rhythm. And I'm going to say he is the most skilled player in this series off the bounce.
Yeah.
And what I mean off the bounce is he can take 2 to 6 dribbles, 7 and 8, and be comfortable. Kawhi is 1-2 attack. 1-2 step back, jab, shot. It's a different type of rhythm. Neither team plays in transition.
Yep.
So it's going to be jab for jab, jab for jab. And the Clippers have to find a way to get out in transition, create turnovers, and get easier baskets.
And then when you come to double team Luka, right? Again, he's 6'10". So look, guys like us coming to double team him, he's doing this. Right? We're not a problem. And so when you come to double team him, you have to come double team him out on the perimeter with size. And if you don't double team him with size out on the perimeter, soon as he puts the ball behind the double team, now he's putting the ball in the hands of playmakers. And to Brunson, to Hardaway, to Finney-Smith, right in the middle of the floor, and they going 4-on-3, getting to the basket or kicking it for corner threes. They got a problem, the Clippers. They got to do something, about, I don't know what you're going to do with Luka, but you got to find something to do with him.
They might want to find something. He is the 9th player in NBA history to have multiple 30-point triple-doubles. And when you ball like that, you get the call after the game. The post-game walk-off, George Sedano, take it away with Luka.
Luka, the last time the Mavs won a Game 1 in the playoffs was May 17, 2011. You were 12 years old. What is it like to get Game 1 in this series?
I mean, it means a lot, It's a away game, and we won the first game. But I think that'll mean nothing. We got 3 more to go, and it's going to be a battle till the end.
You played this team last season, obviously. Why will this experience be different for you?
I mean, I hope it's going to be different. I hope it's not the same story. But, especially in the bubble, we were just going there to play. It was a great experience by me, my first playoff. It was really fun to play, and I forgot how much it's fun to play in the playoffs.
You got a triple-double tonight. You weren't one of the MVP finalists. Was that a little extra motivation maybe tonight?
No, I don't really care about MVP. You have great players in this league. What's important is championship, and obviously that's our goal this season.
And, of course, Tim Hardaway Jr., your backcourt mate, he's been in the starting lineup. He's been out of the starting lineup. What can you say about his performance tonight?
Oh, amazing. He's been, like you said, in and out. It's tough as a player. You don't know when you're going to start, when you're going to be off the bench. I think he did an amazing job. He's been doing this all season, and he's a special key for us.
Get him on the court and he's trouble. Luka Doncic messed around and got a triple-double, his 3rd career playoff triple-double. No other player in Dallas Mavericks history even has one. Put that in perspective. Plenty of great players have come through that organization, winning a championship in 2011. Zeke, you brought up something interesting while Luka was talking. When they constructed this Clippers team, the big talk was, of course, Kawhi Leonard and Paul George, but they say, okay, these are the best 2 perimeter defenders. You add in Pat Beverly, maybe you have the best trio of perimeter defenders in the league. And now you have Luka setting records, going for triple-doubles, a 30-point triple-double. Again, the second time he's done that in his career. So what does this say about the Clippers when you have these perimeter defenders who are supposed to be all-world, but they can't do anything with Luka?
Well, that's the thing that we saw last year, too. I mean, the talk was that they should be the best 3 perimeter defenders in the league. And I thought they were in terms of having them on one team. But when you look at the way they've been defending and how they're getting picked apart and the way they were picked apart tonight, you have to wonder, okay, why do you need to double team Luka when you got 3 of the best defenders in the league on one team? You should be able to handle one person out on the perimeter by yourself. And therefore, you're not leaving all these openings open behind you, having to double team Luka. What Luka did today is expose their defensive inability, and then he put a big question mark around, are these the 3 best defenders on one team? Because, Dallas pretty much had their way with him today.
I've never met a nice defender. Like, it doesn't exist. You have to have an edge. It has to be disruptive. You have to get into the mind space and make your opponent uncomfortable. Like, no one can dribble down the court if you're considered even a good defender, and he's just chill, and he's just cool, and he in his rhythm. If that happens, there's a problem defensively. I think what the Clippers are also missing down the stretch last 3 minutes is Lou Will. He could bail them out a lot of games and get them in the game by playing off the bounce, playing in isolation. As you see, they ran great sets to get guys open, but they wasn't open clean. And then you had to make one-on-one plays, and they're capable. But Lou Will lived that. That's who he is. It's his identity. So I'm not sure who's going to do it. Yeah. This conversation in the locker room isn't a coach conversation. It's a player conversation just in the locker room. We have to step up. We have to be very aggressive, play with the edge, because that team is built around toughness, and they have to play that way every possession.
Coaching conversation. Before we go to the coaches talking, just Rajon Rondo had 11 points off the bench coming in. We expect to see playoff Rondo. Probably will have